Yes, it is. Last games of the season, of the regular season. Okay, last games with Vin Scully. All right. I said last games with Vin Scully. Thank you. Come on. Anyway, I'm Randy Tibbins. You know who you are. Come on in, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This is the best, first, and only video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. It's September 30th, 2016, last day of the month. We're heading into October. I love it. We got a 3-game series with the hated ones. Dodgers beat up the Padres last night to salvage the series. With a pair of timely doubles and 3 RBIs, Jock Peterson, young Jock, lifted the Dodgers to a 9-4 victory over the Madres in Thursday's Petco Park finale. With the win, the Dodgers stayed alive in the race for the home field advantage in its upcoming National League Division Series with Washington. Justin Turner, Yasiel Puig, Carlos Ruiz, and Rob Seguin also had multiple hits for the Dodgers, who, despite owning the tiebreaker, trail Washington by 2 games in the race for home field advantage. The Nationals beat the D-backs 5-3 on Thursday, so we'll be watching real carefully to see what happens. And in case you didn't hear, the Dodgers will open postseason play next Friday, October 7th, a week from today, against Washington. We don't know which park yet. Clayton Kershaw will start Game 1 of the NLDS, and he'll be followed by Rich Hill and Kenta Maeda in the postseason rotation, and possibly Julio Urias. Who knows? We'll find out. Injury reports and moves. Not many people were talking about this yesterday. I'm talking about it because it's serious to me because it involves our 2017 roster. But remember Hyun-Jin Ryu? Well, Hyun-Jin underwent an arthroscopic left elbow debridement in Los Angeles on Wednesday, performed by Dr. Neil Elatrash. He's expected to be ready for the 2017 season. I hope. We sure could have used him this year, but we did all right. Ryu, who missed the entire 2015 season due to labral repair surgery on his left shoulder, appeared in 1 game in 2016. He started and went 4 2/3 innings against San Diego in a 6-0 Dodger loss on July 7th. On July 19th, he went on the DL due to elbow tendonitis. Meanwhile, Alex Wood previously had an arthroscopic debridement surgery on his left elbow on July 20th, and he returned to action on September 21st. So he should come back. That is, Hyun-Jin should. And I hope he'll be ready for spring training and be ready to go, and we'll have an extra guy, and we won't need all these 15 different guys starting. Hey, we can't have as many injuries next year as we had this year, can we? We shouldn't ask that question. Shh. All right, that's the serious stuff. Let's get to the fun stuff. All right, fun stuff today. All right, Thursday's game marked the final broadcast at Petco Park for legendary play-by-play man Dick Enberg. Most of you in Los Angeles remember Dick Enberg because he used to do Angels games once upon a time. After 50 years of calling games across all sports, Enberg will call it a career Sunday when they play Arizona, the Padres do. Following a stirring pregame ceremony, the Padres continued the celebration throughout the game, and tributes to Enberg on the field and on the scoreboard. If you saw the games, you saw on the field said, "Oh my," that's his signature saying. So congrats to 50 years plus for Dick Enberg, one of the great sports announcers of all time. And he's going to be missed throughout sports as well. I'm sure the Padres will miss him. He did every sport there is, tennis, you name it. Shout-outs. We have a lot of shout-outs today. With a tough voice. It's been a long week of talking. All right. First of all, how about some love for all of our buddies up north from the Bay Area Dodgers? Yeah. I want to see blue dripping out of those stadium seats at AT&T Park this weekend, you guys. So I hope you guys are representing very heavily. So go Bay Area Dodgers. I want to see blue dripping everywhere there. Okay, do it for Vin, all right? Also, these folks recently checked in through the Facebook site of Let's Talk Dodgers. We have Cody. We have Lenny. We have Lynn L. from Virginia. All right, Lynn, way to go. Bob, Ronald, Lewis, Juanita, Valerie, Kevin, and Cheryl. Shout-outs to all of you. Stats of the day. Dodgers have reached 90 wins for the 4th consecutive season, a feat that only had previously been accomplished once in franchise history. That would be 1951 through 56. 90 wins for 4 times. They did it in 51, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did it 6 times in Brooklyn. But we've done it 4 times here. That's pretty good. 90 wins, 4 years in a row. Pretty cool. I like it. I like 90. I don't like 100. I like 90. And the reason I only like 90 is because if you get to 100, like the Cubs are going to do, or already did, you're going to peter out. By the playoff time, you're going to be out of juice. Unless you put Clayton Kershaw on the shelf for 2 months, and then he's ready. Shh. I'm not saying they did that on purpose, but you never know. We have some stats of the day, more stats of the day. With Jock Peterson's 25th homer of the season the other day, they became just the 4th team in franchise history to have 4 players with 25-plus home runs. You all know about Baker, Say, Garvey, and Smith in 77 hitting 30. Well, that's another classification. But, yes, they all got 25 home runs. But anyway, 1955, Roy Campanella, Carl Furillo, Gil Hodges, Duke Snider. Other guys with 25 home runs. 97, we had Eric Karros, Raul Mondesi, Mike Piazza, and Todd Zeile. And in 2016, the 5 guys who did it, Yasmani Grandal, Corey Seager, Justin Turner, Jock Peterson, 4 guys that did it. There could be a 5th if we get a few more home runs in there. Anyway, I'm proud of the guys for hitting a lot of home runs. Of course, we need to manufacture more runs in the playoffs, right? Right? Okay. Let's hear what Vince Scully had to say about Dick Enberg since he retired, or he retires this weekend.
Hi, this is Vin Scully up in Los Angeles talking to all the good folks in San Diego about certainly a favorite subject. I am honored, delighted, thrilled, and happy to salute Dick Enberg, one of my friends, and for whom I have tremendous respect. Dick has done every sport imaginable, and more importantly, he has done them perfectly. I don't mean pretty good or very good. I mean perfectly. That rich voice, the fact that he knew exactly what he was talking about, and it didn't make any difference whether it was football or basketball or baseball or tennis, even some golf as well. So Dick, delighted for the opportunity to salute you, even though we are a couple of 100 miles away from each other. Wherever I am, if your name comes up, I will say from my heart, as good as they come.
All right, nice going, Mr. Scully. Of course, it's always a treat to hear Vinny again. That's where we're going to hear him a couple more times today. All right, so that's him on Dick Enberg. Let's see, this date in Dodger history. Well, first of all, we'll go back a day. This date, 40 years ago, yesterday's date, September 29th, Tommy Lasorda was named as the Dodger manager to replace Walter Alston. I remember that was the last week of the season, and Tommy got to do a couple games on his own, and then the next season counted. Anyway, on this date, September 30th, in Dodger history, 1982, and I think I remember this because I was there, Steve Garvey, one of the most productive and popular players in Dodger history, plays his last game at Dodger Stadium as a Dodger and collects 3 hits in a 10-3 victory over the Atlanta Braves. He moves into 3rd place on the all-time consecutive games played list at 1,104 at that time. And, of course, you may remember the next year he was with the Padres. And then a year after that, they were in the World Series. So it was on this date when Steve Garvey played his last game in a Dodger uniform. And I remember it. I think I was at the ballpark that day, too. It was pretty cool. All right, and most of us knew it was going to happen, too, because we thought, hey, free agency, he's going. All right, also on this date in history, September 30th, if you go way back to 1932, that would be the birthday of Johnny Padres, former Dodger hero. He died in 2008 at the age of 75. And also born on this date in 1972, the late, great Jose Lima. He left us in 2010 at the age of 37, died way too young. But those are a couple of former Dodgers who had birthdays on this date in Dodger history. And that takes us to our Flashback Friday, because it's Friday here on Let's Talk Dodgers. We always do a flashback. We just talked about him a couple minutes ago. There he is. Then there's a 1982 card with Mr. Steve Garvey on it from Topps. That one's a signed card and a printed signed card. That's pretty cool. That's one of his last. That is his last Dodger card. And then he became a Padre after that. But anyway, Steve Garvey, on this date in history, played his last game as a Dodger. All right, let's get you out of the ballpark. This is going to be a tough one. So this is the last series, and like I said, it's going to be tough. Friday, September 30th is a 7:15 game, and it's up at AT&T Park. We're sending our left-hander Rich Hill on the mound. He's 12-5 with a 2.05 ERA. Are you kidding me? Wow. And he's going up against their guy, left-hander Mad Bum, Madison Bumgarner. He's 14-9 with a 2.71 ERA. On TV, it's on Sportsnet LA and KTLA here in Los Angeles. Come on, it's on KTLA. Everybody can see it. Yeah, I've been waiting for that. Tomorrow's Saturday, October 1st. It's a 105 game up at San Francisco. Left-hander Clayton Kershaw, 12-3 with a 1.65 minuscule ERA. He's going to go up against their guy. I don't know, who's he going up against? Hey, that's a good question. We lost track of that one. Let's take a look. I don't even believe I know this. I don't know if it was announced. Let's see. All right, let's go real quick. We're going to put you on hold and take a look at the ESPN website. they usually have the baseball schedule going even when they don't. The Dodgers didn't announce it in their game notes yesterday, and they don't have it up on the board. So let's look at the schedule for tomorrow, October 1st from ESPN. All you got to do is go to espn.com/MLB.schedule, MLB/schedule, and you can see the schedule for the weekend. They're calling it, well, let's see, what are they saying here? Good question. Do they even have it listed? Yes. They have Clayton Kershaw. He's going to go up against Albert Suarez. That's who they have. The Giants didn't announce it on their game notes. Clayton Kershaw and Albert Suarez. And then on Sunday, October 2nd, it's a 12:05 game because every game in the major is going to start at the same time. Back east, it's 12. It's going to be 3 o'clock games on the East Coast, 12 o'clock here, 2 o'clock in the middle of the country, because Rob Manfred, the commissioner, wanted every game to start at the very same time so nobody could scoreboard watch, which is a little weird, but why not? We're sending Kenta Maeda to the mound, right-handed pitcher. He's 16-10, 3.28 ERA. He's going up against San Francisco's lefty, Matt Moore, who's 12-12 with a 4.21 ERA. And by the way, in case you didn't hear the news, and I mentioned it already in our Let's Talk Dodgers Facebook page, but TV for the weekend, of course, is Sportsnet LA and KTLA Channel 5 here in LA. In addition to that, if you're listening anywhere in the world on Game Day Audio or the radios, and you get MLB on the radio, KTLA and Sportsnet LA have agreed to let Vin Scully do all 9 innings on radio and TV both. So there will be no Charlie Steiner, no Rick Monday, no anybody else. Vin Scully for all 9 on both radio and TV. Yes, I'll be recording the audio. In addition, those of you up in the Bay Area, the Giants plan to honor Scully on Sunday, and they plan to carry the 3rd inning of his play-by-play on both TV and their radio broadcasts. Very classy move, Giants. All right. And the Giants will also honor him. There's something special going on at the stadium up at AT&T Park. All right, that's going to do it. Don't forget to check out John Suhu's outstanding Dodger photography at dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. Check out the Dodger Insider with John Weissman. He's doing a whole Scully-a-thon, Vin-a-thon, he's calling it, I guess, at dodgers.mlblogs.com. That's dodgers.mlblogs.com. He is doing a whole bunch of old Vin Scully things that he did in the last couple of years, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Dodgers throughout the season. I realize this is the end of the regular season. We'll be back with you during the playoffs. Yes, we're going to do a couple shows next week because remember, the Dodgers open the playoffs October 7th, Friday. We'll be on with you. We're not sure where they're going to start yet. I think at the beginning of the week we're probably going to start off by reviewing the Giants series, and then in the next show we're probably going to talk about who made the postseason roster and debate about it a little, so write to us. You can write to us in 3 different ways. He says, vamping. You can hit us on our Gmail account. It's called letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. All right. You can hit us on our Facebook page under Let's Talk Dodgers. And you can also hit us on our YouTube page, Let's Talk Dodgers 13. You can also get me at Randy Trumpet on Twitter. Okay. Sometimes at Let's Talk Dodgers on Twitter, but I don't check that one out. My former broadcast partner does that one. But anyway, I'm still looking at Randy Trumpet. Also, big shout out, in case you didn't hear it, go see it on the website, on the Dodger website. Classy act by the new Dodger announcer, Joe Davis. Nice job, Joe. He did a great thank you to all the fans and all the personnel from the Dodgers, and he also thanked Vin Scully. Very cool thing. He's not a bad guy. I think he's going to come into his own next year when he's all alone doing it. Well, he's not all alone doing it. He's going to have Oral and Nomar with him, probably, if he comes back. We'll see. We still don't know. It's just alluded to, but I think he's alluded to going back. And those of you who are either USC fans or other Pac-12 baseball and football fans, Joe Davis just happens to be doing the USC-ASU game this weekend, which is on Fox Sports 1, I believe, locally. Check all your Fox affiliates throughout the country or on the West Coast. But for the Pac-12 football game, ASU and USC, Joe Davis is on the call, which is kind of neat because I'm an ASU guy, so is my family. So we're going to be watching that ASU-USC game. And it's at the Coliseum, but Joe Davis on the call. How cool is that? All right. Need a little more Vinny. I got to have one more home run call before we close it out here. So let's do his big call at Charlie Culberson's walk-off the other night when they clinched. You ready for that again? I want to hear it again. Here we go.
0-1 to Charlie. Swung on a high fly ball to deep left field. The Dodger and the Dodgers have clinched the division and will celebrate on schedule.
I love that. That's such a great call. That may become one of the new iconic calls, maybe in his top calls of all time, because it's his last big home run call at Dodger Stadium. Hopefully there's more good calls this weekend with him, too. Hopefully you're watching and listening. All right, this is Randy with you. Come on back on, I believe we're going to do one on Monday. So come on back Monday, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers again on Monday. Go Dodgers. Let's sweep those hated ones. Sweep those Giants.
Play ball! It's time for Dodger baseball. Anybody in the world answer the question, why do they pitch to Beyonce?
I love that. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.